Hello, everyone. This is Kennedy from the Canadian Women's Network. And today I have here with me a very special person to our community, Amy K Musson. She's our executive coach in residence, and she's going to be telling us a little bit more about herself today. So, Amy, I'd love to just dive into what kind of coaching you do.
So I've been doing this since 2002, which is longer than I can even believe. And I'm what's called a growth and leadership coach. And so that isn't one set certification or training. It is my own mix over many years of my 17 years running startups prior to becoming a coach, master's degree in counseling psychology, because I didn't really know anything about psychology until starting. And then the last 20 years or so of working with all kinds of what I like to call my growers. And so it might be a 20-something who's just starting their career. It could be someone at the end. It can be someone in the middle, men, women, all ages and stages. But the common denominator, people who are committed to their growth, their full potential, that are wanting to dig in there, both on the practical pieces of setting and achieving goals and, pushing past their limits, but also, that inner work. As you know, in being in some of my coaching groups, there's always inner critic work. There's always, the crap that we have to clear out in order to hit our full stride, especially with founders and leaders, because it's often lonely at the top.
Yes, something that we hear a lot. And so, why an executive coach in residence for the CWN?
Well, I was fortunate enough to start out with Joanne Fedeko, our fearless leader. She became a client and then also a friend and a strategic partner. And over time, I was loving what CWN was doing because I like to think of myself as an honorary Canadian. I spent 8 years in Toronto, and very special time of my life when I was running startups and doing things. And I grew a lot in that time. And so when I became a coach, I've always had a mix of both folks in the US, where I'm located in California and across the country, but always kind of a really solid base of Canadian clientele. So it was a natural piece when Joanne was telling me about CWN. I'm like, is there anything I can do to help? Is there anything I can do to help grow those women? I love to see when Canada breaks out of some of its stereotypes and gets all entrepreneurial and a little bit badass. And so we came up with, hey, be our executive coach in residence, and you can offer. So what's happened over time is offering coaching groups, office hours, sometimes special talks, discounts for the members in CWN, and really a love affair on my part of getting to be part of some journeys out there with these up and coming leaders. And then later when they're more well-established and are just really setting the world on fire. So that's why CWN.
It's great. And you've been working with us for over a year. And like you said, I've sat in on your coaching groups, and it's been amazing just watching the founders learn from each other. And so, tell me a little bit more about the feel of the coaching group. And
I like to think of them as this kind of unique combo of getting executive leadership and growth coaching that sometimes founders don't always have the budget for in the beginning. So getting that caliber and level of dialing up kind of coaching, combined with some mastermind feel. So within the group of any one time, they usually run for 4 weeks, a month at a time. There are some months where I'm not holding them, but there's many groups over the course of the year that someone can jump into. And so it's that mastermind feel, because as I'm spot coaching different people every week, inevitably people are having some of the similar issues of like, wow, I'm really having trouble with these new hires, and I'm afraid to really push them because I don't want them to leave because I'm not paying them enough yet. And then you got two other people in the group nodding, going, oh, that's my issue. And, scribbling notes. And so then afterwards they might go, wait, can we pick each other's brain? So you get some of this sharing and building upon each other's expertise. So the mastermind feel, which is gorgeous and beautiful. And then as well as just the camaraderie and support of having that safe space to tell the truth of what's easy, what's hard, what you're really going for, that you can't always tell the people in your organization or your potential investors or your board of advisors, but where you can kind of let it all down and go, yeah, this is kicking my ass. This I don't know what to do with. But Kennedy, I always remind people it's not a consulting group. It's not a subject matter expertise of, you guys have plenty of those amazing programs of, here's how to hire, here's how to start your Series A funding, here's how to, gather a board of advisors. So we touch on real issues for sure, but not because I'm telling people what to do. I'm empowering you as a leader to find your own answers, to build your network, to get over your fears, to start leveraging your strengths and stop trying to play in your areas of weakness. All that kind of classic leadership coaching.
Fabulous. And I would say it is one of the highest value offerings in our network. So definitely check out Amy K's office hours and coaching group.
And I believe we usually have the coaching groups under events on the website, right, Kennedy? And that's where they can see when the next one is starting up. Mm-hmm. I am always happy to answer questions, brainstorm, all of those pieces with anyone to see, where do they need to grow? Is this the right fit? Is something else the right fit? But I give a very special, ridiculous discount to CWN members to provide that as a value add for this community, which is something that is usually several hundred more in a month, out in my regular practice. So I invite you to come check it out.
Awesome. And you do a lot beyond the CWN network. So tell us about your podcast. Where else can people find you?
So, I've been doing one-on-one coaching forever, but when COVID started up, I, like everybody else, kind of sprang into action in a way. And at that beginning of COVID, I did 100 gift sessions. And that's kind of how I came across Joanne in some ways as well, of just wanting to help as many people as possible. And out of that almost frenzy of coaching, it's like, I think I got to do a podcast. I think I got to put resources up so that everyone has access to coaching in my world, not just the folks who were able to budget, the one-on-one. And so that's been, a year and a half at this moment. And there are episodes where I am coaching someone for real, but tying it back to you, the listener, so you feel like you just got coached. And then there are solo episodes where tools on the inner critic, tools on saying no, tools on doing a strategic review of your own life, all those kinds of things. So there's all there, at your fingertips at thegrowthmoment.com, and all the normal podcasts, Apple, Google, Spotify. And then I always tell people, hook up with me on LinkedIn or Instagram, because I'm often putting out tools and resources and thoughts on social media. And then I also often run a monthly workshop. So on one topic, the one coming up right now is on the inner critic, and it's a place, to come and play on a single topic and really get a quick coaching hit and then walk away and, go off and do your thing now after getting elevated and amplified. So that's all the stuff that I do.
Great. And I encourage everyone watching to go check out those amazing resources. We'll have Amy K's links on Mighty Networks on her topics board. So check that out as well, in addition to her upcoming events. Thanks so much for speaking with us today, Amy.
Thank you. And it would be my honor to brainstorm and help you on your growth path.